Let each morning find you faithful, not to ease or comfort, but to the higher call of the soul. You were not born to live safe. You were born to live sacred and bold and awake. Do not waste time, for that is the stuff of which life is woven. The mind that rises above pain sees clearly that nothing can harm the soul. He who holds virtue close fears no judgment and walks like a king. Even through suffering, let not your heart grow dull. In the noise of the world, keep it sharp, like the sword of a Spartan, ready to serve, ready to defend what is good. The path of discipline is narrow, but it leads to the vast plains of inner peace. If you are tired, rest, but do not quit. If you are afraid, pause, but do not retreat. The strongest men are forged in solitude, tempered in silence, and polished by pain. He who seeks wisdom must let go of distraction. The more you desire, the less you possess. But the man who masters desire possesses himself. You do not need more, you need less. Less noise, less fear, less approval, and more truth. The crowd worships gold, but the wise pursue virtue. Be not seduced by what glitters. Be faithful to what endures. Let your every word be a seed of peace. Let your every thought be a path to clarity. What is noble is rarely easy. What is lasting is never rushed. Be still, and you will see. Be silent, and you will hear. There is no greatness without humility, no clarity without questioning. Let life chisel you. Do not resist the blows. They reveal the statue hidden in the stone. Be a river strong enough to cut through stone, gentle enough to nourish the land. No man can lead others who is led by his own impulses. Victory is not in winning, but in refusing to be defeated by anything beneath your dignity. The way to peace is through mastery of self, not mastery of circumstance. Those who chase fortune will always be slaves to fortune, but those who follow virtue walk in freedom. Even in chains, you will be tempted to give up, to stay small, to remain silent, but your soul knows that you were made to rise. Do not confuse stillness with weakness, nor slowness with failure. Grow deep, not just tall. Root yourself in eternal things. You cannot pour light from an empty heart, so fill yourself daily with gratitude, with purpose, with vision. When the winds of life rise, anchor yourself in your principles. No man becomes wise by accident. It is the slow harvest of daily courage, daily reflection, and daily restraint. Pain will visit, but it cannot stay when you have made peace with its presence. To be unshaken is not to be unmoved. It is to feel the storm, but not become it. The wise man does not seek revenge. He seeks understanding. He does not seek to conquer, but to become a master of himself. What others think is not your path. What you think when you are alone, that is your compass. Let the world be loud, you be steady. Let the world chase, you walk. You may not always win, but you can always grow. You may not always be seen, but you can always stand tall. Do not let the momentary steal the eternal. Do not let your impulses steal your integrity. The truly rich are those who wake with purpose and sleep with peace. Do not look for approval from the empty. Seek approval from the eternal within. There is no shortcut to the summit. Only the long and noble way to grow is to leave behind what no longer honors your future. You are not here to please the world. You are here to serve the truth. Let your courage be quiet. Let your resolve be fierce. Even in failure, let there be poetry. In your effort, let there be grace. In your fall, the God's favor. Not the proud, but the pure. Not the loud, but the loyal. Hold tight to what is true. Even when it costs you comfort, there is no loss in the path of the just, only the shedding of what never belonged. You were not created to remain untested, but to emerge, polished by trial and lit by the fire of perseverance. Stand not only when seen, but especially when unseen. What you do in the dark is who you are. What you do in struggle is where your glory begins. Let your life be a sculpture of virtue, chiseled daily with small acts of courage and grace. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are the fire that refuses to go out. You are the breath that rises again and again. Let your scars be your teachers. Let your wounds speak of the battles you endured, not the strength you lacked. Each day, the gods give you time, and time is the altar upon which you lay your will. It is not for you to control all things, but it is for you to control your mind, your choices, your response. Be like the oak, which bends in storm, but never breaks. Be like the sun, which burns, not for applause, but because it must. Fortune is a tide. It comes and goes, but virtue is a lighthouse that never fades. The more you seek pleasure, the more you become a prisoner. But the man who seeks wisdom finds freedom in simplicity. You will be misunderstood. You will be doubted, but stand anyway. For those who stand alone often stand tallest. Walk your path, not for fame, but for truth, not for followers, but for the sake of becoming whole. Even in silence, there is a voice. Even in stillness, there is a power. The world praises appearance, but the wise see essence. There is no shame in starting again, only in refusing to grow. Be faithful to the inner law that calls you higher. Be deaf to the clamor of the world's confusion. You are not here to gather treasures, but to become a treasure. To suffer with purpose is nobler than to feast without meaning. Do not fear death. Fear the unlived life. Fear comfort without courage. Fear praise without principle. Your habits are the architects of your destiny. You do not rise by shouting. You rise by serving. Let your ambition be guided by discipline. Let your desire be purified by duty. He who conquers others is strong, but he who conquers himself is invincible. The tongue is light, but heavy with power. Speak not often, but when you do, let it be rooted in truth. The noble life is not built in a moment, but in the 1,000 small battles against weakness. Do not let the seasons of pain convince you that you are barren. Even winter prepares the tree for spring. The wise man loves correction more than applause, because he knows that flattery blinds, but truth restores. If you seek peace, do not run from struggle, for the river finds calm. Only after it rushes through the rocks, the stars shine, not by resisting the night, but by embracing it when you are weary. Look not for ease, but for endurance, for only those who endure taste the sweetness of triumph. Let your mind be the fortress, let your heart be the lamp. The fool demands, the world bend to him. The wise man bends and shapes himself. When others sleep, you train. When others doubt, you trust. When others quit, you rise. What you feed will grow. Feed anger, and it will consume you. Feed gratitude, and it will crown you. Your path will not be straight nor smooth, but it will be worthy. There is no glory in avoiding hardship. The glory is in transforming through it. Let failure be your forge. Let loss be your lesson. Let the fall be your fire. The soul does not grow in comfort. It expands in trial, in silence, in the furnace of discipline. Those who endure without bitterness are crowned with a strength no man can steal. What is done in love is never wasted. What is built with virtue stands forever. Know yourself, and you will know how to rise. When all else falls, there is more strength in one moment of clarity than in a lifetime of blind action. You are not the storm. You are the mast. You are not the chaos. You are the calm. Even when the world forgets, you remember. Even when the path is lost, you remain faithful. To live rightly is better than to live long. To speak truth is better than to speak often. A wise man does not argue. He lives, and his life becomes the answer. You are not small because others cannot see your light. Keep walking, not to impress, but to become. And when you reach the summit, do not boast, kneel, for you did not climb alone. It was truth that lifted you. It was pain that purified you. It was resolve that carried you. Let every sunrise remind you, you are here to become more. If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.